Hello and welcome. My name is Alan, and today I just want to talk a little bit about the fact that I am a leftist on the political spectrum. I do a lot of political videos. I am a leftist. Difference between a leftist and a Democrat. Democrat is often too centrist. They tweak things around the edge. They don't believe in real change, real reform. Which is usually why you have a far right in the U.S. and then Democrats, which are more or less a centrist party. Leftists, however, are different. We believe everybody should have access to health care that doesn't put them in a poorhouse. Human beings should not struggle to survive, especially when you have people whose wealth would easily take care of many of the world's problems if they weren't, just complete and utter greedy monsters. We know that our universities could be publicly funded. We don't need the borrow loan program for anything when we get above high school, any of our collegiate or university schools. They should not be, you know, you you have to put yourself in debt to get an education. No. We fund our elementary schools, our high schools. Why can we not do the same with colleges and universities? It's very easy. But the thing is, there are those who make their fortunes off the misery and pain of other people. People are having to suffer, so certain people can make their fortune so they can be wealthy. I feel, you know, healthcare should be universal. You know, people, I mentioned this earlier in the video, people should not be struggling because they get sick, because it's such a financial burden to them. It turns out, yes, we can pay for health care that helps everybody without putting the average American in the poorhouse. We can make a college system that doesn't force you to go into debt to begin life outside of school. You know, this is pretty simple stuff, but people act like, oh, it's just about. No, it's not impossible. It's very, very possible. You know, not only healthcare or education, but there are numerous other things. You know, we should provide American workers guaranteed, uh, shoot, what is the word? I can't think of it. But it's bonding time with the baby after it's born. Shoot. Essentially, I think men should have up to 6 months, women a full year. You know, a job should not be able to fire them just because they are also trying to bond with their baby. But again, we have so many corporations and CEOs and owners who are just, you're going to cost me my extra $5 million if you take time off. Not even really that much, but this is the way they think. You pathetic fool, you need to get kicked out so you don't cost me any money. It's just, it's shameful. You know, America as a nation can do better, and we should want it to do better. The word nationalize. Oh, it's a scary socialist connotation. Maybe even communist. Ooh. Honestly, most of these military companies, the companies that make all these weapons and stuff for the US military, should just be straight nationalized. Because what do? Their job, their fortune is made off production of, ammunition and weapons. If they can't get money out of working with the US government, what are they going to do? They're going to look for other forms of money. That's how capitalism works. That's why they should be nationalized. You know, there is so much that we could pull back to be properly done for America. But there's so many people who are still have that capitalist brainwashing of, oh, you can go out and make a better life and make your fortune. Not so much anymore. The American lifespan has started shrinking. It hit a point to where it's no longer growing. It's shrinking. The ability of Americans to go out and purchase a home, it's not possible anymore. Many are having to move back in with family because things are just too expensive. We need some cost regulations. We need to start taxing groups of the rich and actually going after them if they try to offshore their wealth. I can't say it enough. We're in the same condition of the Gilded Age, which is at the end of the 1800s into the 1900s. And it's the big wealthy names you think of, the Rockefellers, the J.P. Morgans, um, Carnegie, Vanderbilt, you know, all these big wealthy industrialists. And we only know their name because they ended up gaining so much money that they could pay to clean their name in history's books. Even though, we know what happened, what they did. And it was not always a nice thing. Yeah. And we are in an age just like this. Again, we got out of that after the Great Depression when America and much of the world was stumbling. We managed to get out. Many say it was, oh, Franklin D. Roosevelt let us out, or oh, World War II, spurred production. As I've said before, usually it's a combination of things. You know, it was that wartime spurred production and manufacturing. It was some of the programs FDR introduced to try to help the people. you know, nothing truly ever is because of one thing. It's usually of multiple things. But there is so much we can do to make this country better, to make it, and it disappoints me just because there are so many people with sheer greed. And that's what's going to cost us in the long run. You know, when climate change is irreversible, when greed control, when the rich control everything, it'll be all because of the greedy, all because of greed. And there's people who will believe the talking points of the greedy for some reason. It came to light that, oh yeah, these talking heads on Fox News don't even believe what they're saying, and there's still people that's not good enough for them. They still believe the talking heads more than they do the fact that it was actual information coming out of the courts. we are in a deep downward spiral. And I don't know if there's a way out. I really don't. I have trouble seeing that light at the end of the tunnel sometimes. I don't know if it's anything we're going to be able to achieve to dig ourselves out of the horrible situation we put ourselves back in. It is truly depressing. But I just wanted to discuss that a bit, talk to y'all about everything that's going on and the fact that we could be so much better off. As always, educate thyself. Think, read, study, learn. Someone tries to tell you something you have trouble believing, ask them to cite their sources. I won't have any sources for this one because this one was just an off the cuff video. Yeah, I tried to keep it topical for today, but anyway, thank you all for watching. I'll see you all in the next video. Until then, later.